Hi, I'm Allison,
Hello, I'm Japheth.
and welcome to the fourth episode of Existing. Today we're going to be talking about Twitter and specifically K-pop Twitter.
Oh, how exciting. But before we start, please make sure to follow us on our Instagram for updates at Existing Podcast.
And new episodes will be uploaded every Monday at 11 p.m.
Woohoo! So let's get on with the topic.
So, Japheth, how long have you been on Twitter for?
I came out of the womb using Twitter. Just kidding. I have been on Twitter since I have two accounts. So I have like my personal account and then I have my Stan account.
Ooh.
But yeah, my personal account it's been active since like 2016, but I didn't start using it until 2017. And then I stopped using that one as much and my primary account became my Stan account, and that one I started using in 2018. And been using her ever since. What about you?
For me, I had my account apparently since 2013, but I didn't start using it until like 2017 for like social activism and part of my language, SJW Twitter, and like Marvel comic book kind of Twitter. And then it kind of just became not fully local Twitter, but something of the sort. And then after I went to my first BTS concert, I made friends there. And they were like, oh, why don't you have a K-pop Twitter? So I basically converted my one account into a K-pop stan Twitter. So I don't have like a local Twitter alter ego.
Yeah, the reason why I made a separate account was because when I started liking K-pop, it like started getting popular, but like it was still before like it was like acceptable to like be a K-pop stan.
It's still not acceptable.
So,
what
like,
are you talking about?
Yeah, but a lot more people are like now a little more open to the fact that like people listen to K-pop.
True. Like it's a little cooler.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I made it in response to that, and like I never really put my face on it or anything or used my name. And then one of my IRLs from high school found my Stan account for by some random happenstance.
Oh my god, some of my like IRLs like, you know, in real life friends who I'm not actually friends with anymore, but people from high school, they found it. My closest friends, they do follow my Stan account even though they're not Stans. And so they found it and started following me, so I like soft blocked them and whatever. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Soft blocked means you block someone and unblock them, so you like break the follow, or so you like stop them from following you. And also we're going to probably use other kind of like Twitter lingo, like mutuals, which means like you mutually follow each other, and for short it's moots. And then we're probably going to say oomph at some point, which is one of my followers, OOMF.
Also, I found out about that like Twitter lingo when I got onto like K-pop Twitter using my Stan account. Let me know if that's like or let us know if that's like a thing specific to
like those words
K-pop Twitter,
or those phrases.
Yeah.
So Japheth, how did you get onto K-pop Twitter?
I got onto K-pop Twitter actually. So, as I mentioned before, I had like a personal account, and I was on gay Twitter, and there was a lot of overlap between like my followers and like people who stand Luna. So, so then I was like, okay, who's this Luna? Or who are Luna? So I just started getting curious, and then I listened to one of their songs on Twitter as well. And then I just didn't, at the time it was still, I mean, not that it's not still weird to admit that you listen to K-pop, but like at the time it was like less so. This was like early 2018, mid 2018. And so I made like an alternate account to follow other people on that account and to have just like K-pop on there. So it's still going strong. I have like 10 times the followers on K-pop Twitter than I do on my personal. What about you, Allison? How did you get onto K-pop Twitter?
For me, so I just have my one account, and I said before I switched it to a K-pop Twitter when I went to a BTS concert for the first time. And this is after being a fan for like almost a whole year, and I made friends there, and they're like, oh, we should follow each other on Twitter. But I was like, oh, it's just my personal account. And they're like, girl, why don't you have a K-pop Twitter? And I was like, I don't know. All I do is just follow BTS. And they're like, oh no, like you can like, you know, make friends. And I was like, oh, wow. Because I had a friend in real life who liked BTS too. So I didn't feel the real need for Twitter friends. But once I got into Luna, that was really helpful because no one I knew liked Luna in real life until I met you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's basically how I got into K-pop Twitter. I just switched my regular account.
I wish I had that confidence. I always make sure to not put my face or my name.
Yeah, I noticed you don't do
on
that.
my Twitter account. Yeah, and it's not, I don't know. Well, I guess now it's less so that I'm worried about like anything because it's not like I post anything like super controversial or like that on there. Yeah. But I don't know why I don't. I guess it's just like the need for that just never really arises for me. So I'm just like whatever. But
that's so funny. I'm literally the opposite. My like display name is Allison and my pinned tweet are like pictures of me, and I like I used to participate in those like Selka days. So
I did that like once or twice and then I deleted them because I
remember that and I was like, oh my god, he finally put his face, and then it was gone. Yeah, those were a thing.
But when they come back, I'm a do that thing.
Really?
Maybe. Who knows? If I'm feeling like taking some pictures.
Hey, you need to take some pictures for the Instagram. I have some ready.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be posting like updates, like life updates. Not that anyone really cares.
Yeah, just things we're doing.
Things we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, most of my posts are gonna be like, oh, I woke up again.
Congrats.
That's it.
Anyway, so back to K-pop Twitter. I'm Korean American, so it was really interesting because none of my like Twitter friends, my mutuals, are Korean. So I don't know. It was really interesting to see so many people like have interest in Korean culture, and they're not Korea boos or anything, but it was fascinating because a lot of them are like, oh, I'm learning how to read and write in Korean, blah blah blah. I was like, wow, I didn't do that until recently.
Yeah, I'm actually also Korean American, and I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm Mexican American, but knowing Allison, I think like knowing someone who is Korean American or knows about Korean culture is like also what got me more into like interested in like not just like K-pop, I guess. And also she was planning to study abroad in Korea, and she was learning Korean.
Yeah, I did study abroad. At the time we met, I didn't yet. But right as of now, I have studied abroad in Korea.
Yeah, no, and also like for me it's like there was a point, like I still want to do this, but there was a point in time when we had first met, or like a little after we had first met, where I was like, I just really want to learn a language.
You're already bilingual.
Yeah, but like I wanted to learn another one, you know?
Greedy.
But no, but at the time I really wanted to learn Arabic.
I remember you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, that's so hard.
It is.
And then I don't know who it was that proposed it. I don't know or that like said it, because I was like, oh, what if I like start learning Korean? And I was like, but then people are gonna think I'm a Korea boo, so maybe not. But then Allison started learning more of it, so then I was like, maybe I will too. And then I realized that like memorizing the alphabet or like the vowels and consonants and everything was like fairly easy. So now I know that. I just don't know anything else. I can read. I don't know what I'm reading though.
That's me still for the most part. Actually, after Korea, I think my Korean got a lot better, but speaking is still hard. But I can like understand a lot more now. And now it bothers me because like now subtitles will be off and I'll know and it doesn't sit right, but I'm not like completely fluent to the point where I can watch it without subtitles and understand everything. So yeah, it's like a weird limbo.
Yeah, I know. You.
No, I knew you were gonna do that. You know what? Sometimes Jafeth just texts me like random words in Korean. And sometimes it'll be stuff like capitalism and communism. Like, I don't even know that in Korean. And so we're like Google translating it.
Yeah, Google
But he knows quite a bit. Oof. To be honest, like for... Yeah.
Actually today I was listening. I don't know what I was listening to. But I was like hearing... It was probably like an interview or some variety show or something. And I was like hearing it and I was like, I understand like little sentences.
Really?
Or like I can tell what they're saying.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, like understanding.
Oh my God. I'm like so proud because I'd like to take credit for starting Jafet's education of the Korean language because I taught him the alphabet first, kind of, or at least like the first attempt.
I remember it was literally like we were in your apartment and we were in her one of her roommates' rooms in her apartment, and she was also studying abroad in Korea, or planning to study abroad
Yeah.
in Korea that at that moment. So she was learning Korean as well. So I was like, oh my gosh, I guess we're all doing
We're all doing
this.
this. And like, it's so crazy to me because, like, growing up, I had no real need to speak Korean. Like, my parents speak English with me at home, so I had no immediate need for it. But to be honest, since getting into K pop, I was like, holy crap, I need to learn Korean. Like, this is like something I need to do. And it's like gotten to a point where, like, my parents visited me when I was studying abroad, like during Thanksgiving break. And there were some things that they couldn't understand, but I did. So I was just like,
Oh my
I was like
gosh.
freaking out.
Allison
Yeah.
outsold. Also, what made me like, I guess, prefer or make it easier for me to wanna like study Korean was just because like I already consumed more Korean media than I did like Arabic media if I wanted to like learn Arabic. So it's
Yeah.
like, it kind of like listening to the music already like it just made sense for me to wanna like continue to learn it, and it would help
Yeah.
me.
Like my Korean vocabulary has expanded so much after getting into K-pop because it's not just music. Like you watch like TV shows and interviews and live streams.
Thank you to like Oh My Girl Banana, like I know how to say monkey.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna say it, but
I
I
know
know
you
what
know what
monkey
it is.
is.
Before, I would not be able to understand, like, if I heard a K-pop song, like a new song for the first time, I wouldn't be able to understand, like, any of it. And, like, that would, like, kind of bother me. But then now, like, say if, like, BTS or Luna release a new song, they sing and, like, rap really quickly, but I'll at least be able to, like, catch what, like, the main lyrics are about. And, like, I'm like, yes! Like, I'm so happy about that. Back to K-pop Twitter and, like, Twitter fan culture.
Yes. Something big in like Twitter fan or K-pop Twitter fan culture are fan cams. Have you had any personal experience with fan cams that you would like to share?
They're always on my timeline. Oh, fan cams are like focused videos of a K-pop singer, a K-pop idol like performing. So the video just follows them. And on K-pop Twitter, people like posting them a lot, usually to like get views, but some people just spam them, and local Twitter users associate this with K-pop fans and they don't like it because it's annoying. It can get annoying, but I like seeing the fan cams because they're cute. They're talented. The idols are talented. Yeah, but I've never spammed a fan cam. I've posted a few just to like get the views up because I'm like, my fave, let's bump them up to 1 million views or something. You know, like that, but not like spamming it under replies of like random people's tweets.
Yeah.
You?
Well, you and I have had very different experiences.
It's funny, yeah.
Because I love spamming fan. Or well, I used to. I don't do it that often anymore. But like for some reason, sometimes I'll just get in those moods where I'm like, like spam fan cam. And honestly, at this point, it doesn't even have to be a fan cam. It's just like a piece of media that I spam.
A piece
at
of
times.
media.
Yeah, but
It's funny because like
yeah.
Jafeth and I, we both, one of our favorite groups is Luna. But like I also like BTS. Like those BTS and Luna are my favorite, and then Jafeth, like Luna is his favorite. Unless Uju Sonya. Uju Sonya, yeah. Are they an ult?
Them too.
We're getting
I'm getting
anyway,
into
but
them.
like we have like a similar group bias, but the people that we interact with on Twitter, like the types of fans that we interact with, are so different. Cause like we were talking about how a lot of K-pop fans, they'll just start drama for no real reason. And I was like, I've never seen any of my like mutuals. Yeah, I've never seen any of my mutuals start anything. Usually they're calling them out like, hey, don't do that. But Jafeth is like, those are my mutuals starting it. Like,
Yeah, like it's so funny because whenever I'm on Twitter, do you hear that?
no, what is it?
Oh, okay. It's like eerie music.
Oh.
It's kind of scary. Anyway, so
There's weird
what was the
music. There's
question?
weird music playing around Jafeth's place.
Yeah,
I don't know.
on it sounds like La Llorona kind of music
Really?
that you'd hear. Yeah, like that's what I would imagine would
No.
happen. Maybe she's here, y'all. She's coming to get
Because we're
me.
doing episode on K-pop Twitter, and she's, I want to snatch you.
She's like, I don't like that
Yeah,
shit.
I don't like it. But what was I saying? Yeah, basically, like,
Oh, our
Yeah, like the people
experiences
that I
on
follow
Twitter.
will call out people for starting random shit,
Oh,
but then it's Japheth's mutuals basically who are starting the drama.
I don't know. Like on Twitter, I mean, I'm on like Luna, like K-pop Orbit Twitter. Orbits are Luna's like fandom name. So like most of the people I follow are part of like Luna's fan group, and Allison is like Luna and BTS. So like, but to me, it's like BTS has like one of the biggest fandoms on Twitter, and so does Luna in my like
In my mind.
experience. So it's so like it's like to me though it's I don't even know where I was going with this point. Y'all like this night, I don't know, we've taken multiple
We've
takes
tried
of
to record this episode like 3 to 4 times, but like we get stopped because either our brains are too dumb to continue or like something will
or
interrupt
like someone
us.
came in and was making noise.
Yeah, or like technical difficulties. Check, is your mic recording?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
it is.
okay, that was a problem earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
No, okay, so but I was just saying like it's just so funny because I feel like I would text Allison or like message her about something that's going on, or like an Orbit said this, or like someone started something, and she'd be like, oh yeah, like I heard of it or something. But on my timeline, it's like that's all the timeline would talk about.
yeah, wait, I remember.
So I'm like, how are you not seeing
Yeah, you'll be like,
this?
oh my god, so blah 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 blah, like this referencing some tweet, and I'm like, oh, I saw someone quote tweeted it saying like, oh, like some comment on it, but it's usually just silence and people just like, oh my god, like he's a baby, he's so cute, or like, you know, Chuma's my baby, she'll do nothing wrong, like stuff like that. Like that's what I see.
Yeah, and it's funny because yesterday Allison and I were talking about like why
Why this is a thing.
if we follow the same groups, why it's so
Yeah.
different. It's because of like who, not only like the people that we follow, but also like after getting more into it, like the people that we follow and who they bias.
Yeah.
Like who's their favorite in that group.
Yeah, basically, like, I bias, like, in BTS, my bias is Jin, and in Luna, it's Chu. And I follow other Jin and Chu fans, or, like, some sort of combination or whatever. But they're all sort of, like, soft-ish, more softer stans. Like, they're not starting drama. Like, they're not gonna attack anyone. Like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, and like for me, I've been recently getting more into like WJSN or Cosmic Girls and Girls in the Park or GWSN. They kind of like, some of my followers like spill into that as well, like into their fandoms as well. So everyone that I bias in like those groups, they have like the most, what would be categorized as like crackhead stands, I guess, or they have the potential to just cause drama, and they like so like for me it's so funny because Vivi, and my bias in Luna is Vivi, and she's like one of the like quietest or like members of the group, and like she just doesn't seem like she would start anything, but like she has shooters on Twitter. Like all of my followers will literally like, it's really bad, but like but like someone got doxxed. Like Vivi stands kind of doxed someone for talking shit on her, and it was like, it's just funny because it's like you wouldn't really expect it.
Because like people that will hate on like Jin or Chu, like my biases, people just kind of take screenshots of it and they're like, go report this account. Like I've never seen doxing or just like even confrontation. Just like, let's just report them and go.
I don't know why it's like that, but yeah, for Vivi stands, and like Go On stands too.
Yeah, Go On stands.
They're also kind of
legendary, kind of legendary. But we were also talking about like why our feeds, or basically why our experiences with K-pop Twitter and like Orbit Twitter are so different, is because Japheth was like, I think you follow just a lot of queer women. I don't follow any. We realized I don't follow like any cis men, so maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, for me, I realized that like the majority, because okay, so when I was introduced to Luna, it was through like a homosexual male.
Why did you say it like that?
Oh, it was through some gay on Twitter.
Wait, the girl who first put like a Luna TV or like a Chew clip onto my timeline, she was a bi girl. Oh my, wait, hold up.
That explains so much.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so like my introduction was through like a gay man. So I was like, oh, this is probably like Luna's what Luna's fan base like is comprised of, or like at least like a lot of their fans are comprised of gay men. So because I would see it, it wasn't just like him, it was just like every other like person I followed on Twitter before I had my K-pop account. So, or my Stan account. I was like, oh, interesting. But then I started getting on, like, as time progressed and I was on my Stan account more, like, I realized a lot, like, even though I follow a lot of, like, gay men that do stan Luna, as a whole, I feel like the Orbit fandom is mostly lesbian women.
Yeah, it's like queer women.
Or, like, and women in general.
Period. I have not met
women.
a single straight Luna fan. And I don't think that's a coincidence.
Yeah, no. It's so funny because there was this guy that I did follow and we were mutuals. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he soft blocked me. Ooh. But basically, like, he was, like, known as the only, like, straight male Orbit. And he was, like, a pretty big account. But he was also sort of, like, a troll-ish account. Like, he was friends with, like, he was mutuals with a lot of, like, gay Luna stans, gay male Luna stans. So he was like, he rolled with them, but it was like really funny. I don't know. It's just funny how like there's such a diverse population of like that it's such a diverse population in the fandom, as well as like the content that they produce or
because I feel like you see a lot of those like quote like crackhead memes or edits, and what I see is a lot of like cinematic looking video edits or like fan art that's like really cute or like really like soft.
The way like for me, I feel like my timeline is the stereotypical like what you think of when you think of K-pop stan.
Mine doesn't look like that.
Like that's my timeline. Wait, I don't know if you heard or anyone that's listening, but like I don't know if y'all remember, there was this K-pop account and they basically called out like the College Board.
What?
And they got like on Twitter and they were like talking about one of the test questions, and the College Board replied and was like, oh, please take this down, that's illegal, blah blah blah, you know, basically telling them that it's illegal. And they just kept going like,
what the heck?
Yeah, they kept like being like, oh, I won't shut up, like blah blah blah, and they just kept on talking about like the SAT. Yeah, it was funny because I think they got arrested or something like that. But I was mutuals with that person at that time.
Anyways, I have not experienced that. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us know, or like everyone kind of knows that Twitter is toxic regardless of what fandom you're in. But we keep using Twitter, and I think that's like a weird like phenomenon, because like I feel like for the most part most people recognize like when they have to log off or step back from Twitter.
I definitely understand like with the whole like, because there's always some kind of, at least on my timeline, every single day there's like one fandom that's like fighting against another for some reason. And it's like, it's just really funny because you're just like, oh, like, how did this start? And then I think about it and I'm like, these girls are probably like best friends with each other, or like they would probably be really good friends with each other. But then their fans are just like talking shit.
It's also funny, actually, like I know Twitter is toxic, and like it was really toxic because like some people, like in light of recent like events, like political events and stuff, like some people were ignoring the stuff that was going on, and like in that sense, that's when I saw my Twitter get toxic. But like fan wars, no one really starts shit because everyone just likes every group from what I've seen.
Yeah, no, that's not how it is for me.
Really,
like,
for me, everyone's just kind of like, we don't dislike you unless you're like actually like a bad person, like you've done something bad, like a racist thing or something. But like, no one starts shit. I don't know. No one starts shit on my timeline. I don't know. Like, is this a weird? Am I the odd one out?
I don't know. I feel like I mean, Allison and I are like pretty different people.
That's
so
true.
Like, she probably enjoys like what she sees on her timeline, or else like it wouldn't be on her timeline. But like, I feel like I would be so bored on Allison's timeline. Like, I'd be like, okay, everyone's being so soft. We get it. You love them. Like, can you do something else?
Oh my god, wait, I think you're right. Because like every third tweet is like, I love Namjoon. Like, like Jungkook.
Yeah,
I love you.
and like there are those occasional tweets where it's like, oh, I miss this member, or I love this member. But then like,
that's my entire timeline.
But then right after that, it's like an edit of Vivi and her wagon. Like, It's like, you know, gotta have the duality.
Mine, all of them are just like, Jungkook is the best boy, Chweri is the best girl, you know, like those kinds of tweets. Or just like, you know, like zoom up of like their face at an angle makes them look like a baby, or like their chubby cheeks, or like something like that. Like that's my whole timeline. And then the occasional like horny tweet, but most of my tweets on my timeline look like that.
I don't know. I think it's also just because like I like following like troll accounts.
That's your personality. Yeah, it's a reflection of your personality, probably, to be honest. Okay, so that is the end of our 4th episode.
I know, that was so exciting, wasn't it, y'all?
We finally got to the end of this one. This was so hard to record for some reason.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it took a lot. It took a lot, y'all. Please appreciate this episode.
Please. I'm sorry if you aren't a K-pop fan and you had to kind of sit through it. Yeah, we appreciate you listening until the end.
Now you have a bit of insight.
Yes, you have a emic view of a K-pop fan. From the chaotic side and the not so chaotic side.
The soft side.
I don't consider myself a soft stan, but I think I'm not like a hard stan.
Anyway, well, thank you so much for listening. And again, please follow us on Instagram at Existing Podcast for updates on the podcast and updates on our life. We will be posting, maybe.
I mean, I will. I have photos ready to post. So if you want to see those, follow our Instagram.
I do not, but I will get some lined up.
I'll make sure he does. Don't worry. And we will be posting new episodes every Monday at 11 p.m.
So please look forward to that, everyone.
Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.